Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, everybody. So, my name is Tim Young. I'm in Malaysia. I'm speaking to Dee. You can see her little
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
icon down here over in Indonesia.
Hello,
And
I'm the.
I was impressed by two things. I heard a couple recordings that Dee did, and I could understand her. And unfortunately, that's kind of unusual in Malaysia and Indonesia. And the second thing was, I would have sworn she was from India. So, Dee, who are you? Why do you sound Indian to me? Who
I have
who
no
were your
idea why I sound Indian to you because you are the because you
who,
are the first one who told me that I'm sound like Indian.
real okay? I hope that's not a bad thing.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
who who were your teachers? Who are your favorite teachers of English? Where are they from? Are they Indonesian or where are they from?
I have no favorite teacher or kind like that, but I try to catch up to some people from internet. So yeah, I talk to Indian, I talk to Indonesian, I talk to Dutch also. Yeah, but
Okay.
mostly Indian. Maybe because of that I have Indian accent.
Okay. And are your parents from India?
No,
No.
Indonesian.
Okay. Um, another interesting thing I've had happen a couple times. Once in a while, I've been in a Starbucks, and the guy next to me is, on the telephone, and I'm
Mhm.
like, they get off the telephone. I'm like, dude, you like speak really good English, and most of the time, what they tell me is, oh yeah, well, my mom and dad are both English teachers or English professors. So, what do your parents do?
My parents do. They are just some farmer and how to say that? Someone who make a pastry. My parents
Yeah,
didn't
pastry.
even went to junior high school. Yeah, didn't even went to junior high school. So they are only elementary school. So
Okay.
yeah, I learned it through the internet and talk to stranger on internet to help me. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah.
I don't know how old you are. Did you go to the university? What's your story? How did you learn English besides the internet?
Yeah. I went to college and I'm 29 actually.
Okay.
Um. Uh. I learned English. From school at school. But I don't think it will help me to improve my English. Usually when at school only most most teacher only teach them how to this is grammar, this is blah blah blah, but never really teach us how to speak. So over past 5 years, I mostly learn it by online, do it online, talk to strangers. So I able to speak English, brutal English, maybe around 4 or 3 years back,
Okay. So
four,
so
4 or 3 years ago.
basically you don't give your high school any credit for your English, and more or less you did it yourself with the internet, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
I learned what I got from university or my school is vocab, I think, or vocab, my vocab, but
okay.
not that's all.
I had a lesson with a guy earlier today who was in Peru, and he told me
I'm
almost
sorry.
the same story. I had a lesson with a guy. I was teaching a guy in Peru earlier today, and he told me about the same thing. School,
Mhm.
um, it's
Mhm.
it's like grammar and vocab, and it kind of makes sense to me. If you want to test people, grammar and vocab are easy to test.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to grade their speaking and their understanding, well, that's hard to do.
Yeah,
So I
mostly
think,
we learn. Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, I think that kind of explains why school they spend time on grammar and vocab. And this guy earlier today, like you, he understood me, but he hasn't practiced very much. He really hasn't had much speaking. He hasn't much chance to speak English with somebody, especially not with somebody that is a native English speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So you've practiced. You said you practiced with people in India, uh, somebody Dutch, so Holland. Where else?
Yeah. What do you mean? Well,
The people that you've practiced English with. Where are
I'm
they
sorry.
from?
Can Holland and Pakistan and India and Indonesia also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Am I
I
who?
just met stranger and then talk to through internet like that, just like that.
Okay. How many Americans have you spoken to before me? I'm from the USA.
Uh, I will say that you are the first one.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, you are the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you understand? It sound like you understand me just fine.
I try so hard to focus on your voice because yeah, I have a lot
Oh,
of lack on uh, listening.
so am I hard to understand, or are you having trouble?
No, no, you are not. You are not. You're easier because no, no, no. You are good. I mean, I can understand you, except maybe when you say some word that I'm not usually
Ah,
listen that
okay.
loud. But you're good. It's easier for
Okay.
me that it's easier to listen you than to listen English movie, British movie.
Okay.
Sometimes even Indian speak because they take action. I don't get it.
Well, they
You're
they
fine.
have an accent, but
I
they
still
are
have
also they're normally speaking British
English
English.
one.
I mean, Indians learn British English for sure. So what now I'm curious. What kind of TV, what kind of movies do you watch? Are they from America? What shows do you watch on TV? Or do you watch Netflix? What do you watch?
I watch a lot. I watch a lot like Avengers and superhero and then Friends and then
Friends.
Newsroom.
Okay.
But lately I'm really deep fall to Games of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Okay.
But it's not
Game of
American.
Thrones.
It's British, right? Right.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is awesome. So is that on Netflix?
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
How do you see those? How do you see Game of Thrones? How do you watch that?
How do I what? Can you say it again, please?
Game of Thrones. How do you get to that? Is that on Netflix on the internet, or is that on local
Uh,
cable satellite TV? Or how do you watch Game of Thrones?
I oh I watch it over the internet like after because okay, let me tell you something. I stay in the big palm plantation.
Okay,
I do not
so
have
you're in the
Netflix or something like that, and
you're way out on the
after
countryside.
this,
You're not in the city. You're in the countryside.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So after the show over, so like all season already published, I just download it over the internet and watch it marathon. Marathon?
Okay, so YouTube or wherever you can find.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, gotcha, gotcha. Good for you. I do some of that myself. There's an awful lot of things I download that I'm not supposed to download, but I do because you know you can. You know, um,
Yeah.
cool, very cool. Um, well, thank you. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, is there anything I can help you with right now? Do you have any challenges with English right now?
For the moment, I don't have, maybe later. Maybe later. Uh, I don't have a question right now. Maybe later because I'm got a little bit nervous. I never done things like this before.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. You're brave. You're brave. I know they. I have you heard this before? They say the human, like our fears. Um, the number one thing that people fear is
Mhm.
public speaking. So getting on
Public.
camera,
One
like
thing that they feel
public speaking, just like if you're on stage with 20 people or 500 people
public
in the
speaking.
audience,
Okay.
that's so I there's a joke I heard one time, something about, this guy was deathly afraid of giving a speech and he was so nervous he fell off the stage and falling killed him. It's so effectively public speaking killed this poor guy that it was his first speech.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of people find it really scary to do what I'm
Okay.
doing, just be on
I
camera. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I've read also. So let me think. I had I have been to the English group that we met before. It
Yep.
was like maybe a week or maybe even more. So the record, the voice record that I sent today is second record, my second voice record because I'm afraid. I dropped one of voice recorded before, but I was like, no one responded. No one respond at my voice record. So it takes a lot of time for me to make my second record. I was it was like I was watch you guys talk over that. That's why I
Yeah.
know your name is Tim. Even we even it was our first time to talk. I know because
Okay.
I read all the conversation. I read it, but I'm not really active because yeah, I'm afraid of it. Kind of like that.
Awesome. Yeah, I understand. I speak Portuguese, right? But I haven't studied Portuguese in 25 years. I haven't spoken Portuguese in 25 years. So there's one
Mm-hmm.
group I go into, and yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken Portuguese for an hour at a time a couple different times now after a month. But oh, I'm still afraid every time I
Mm-hmm.
open my mouth to speak Portuguese. I understand. And people say I speak Portuguese really well, and it's scary. Uh, you know, yeah, that's just the way it is. But that's they say that's our reptile brain. Actually our brains are like what 5 million years old, and it used to be when we got afraid there was a dinosaur, there was a saber-toothed tiger, something was going to eat us, and that was why we were afraid. So our our brains are trying to protect us from dying, and all we're doing is talking on camera. It's kind of silly, but it's true. Good, good for you. Good for you. So this is your third time doing an audio for this group. That is really awesome. Thank you. Oh, did I lose you?
Oh,
Are you still there?
I don't have that confidence sometimes. Uh, Hello?
Hi. You're talking very
Yeah, yeah. I'm
quietly.
sorry for the connection.
Ah, okay.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I thought you were being shy.
Okay.
Okay, I think Dee is having internet troubles now. She,
Uh, I think I think connection is getting worse. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It,
for 95% of the people listening, Dee said that she's in a rubber plantation, I believe, which means she might be 50 miles from an actual city. So I'm impressed that her internet is good enough to have a phone conversation even. Internet can be pretty sketchy out in the countryside in Malaysia, Indonesia. So, um, Dee, thank you. Thank you very much. This has been awesome. I think we will help other people understand that we're just here to learn. And well, let me ask you. I don't know if you are you still there? Can you talk? Or how's your internet? No, Dee's not there. I think her internet
yeah,
went.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm still here. Listen to you. I was
awesome, cool.
listening to you.
Let me ask you, do you think it's better to be silent and be what they call a lurker, somebody who's just listening and reading? Or what do you think? What do you think? You've spoken up 3 times now. Do you think speaking up is helpful? Is it good?
I think it is good to give a try to speak, to record, and just read and listen of it.
But why? It's scary. I mean, it's hard to do. Why? Why
You
is it
hear me?
good?
Uh, I think maybe people will like today. When it dropped, people responded, and it gives a lot of advantage when people advise you or told you which one which one is right, which one is wrong. I mean, nothing to lose, nothing to lose. Just give it a try.
Well put.
Yeah, I have
Scary.
nothing to lose. Mel, someone can, yeah,
Well, it does depend where you do it. If you do it on Facebook Live, you might get some nasty people. But yeah, in a nice supportive group, I agree. Nothing to lose. Yeah, I mean, even if people laugh, it's like we're family. We're here. We're learning. So we're supportive, even if we're laughing.
yeah, yeah.
We're laughing together. We're not trying to make fun of anybody. Well, thank you. This was awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you too. Have a great day, team.
Take care, everybody. See you again. Ciao, ciao.